You are being manipulated every single day, and most of the time, you don't even notice it. I'm talking about real psychological tactics that everyone from your boss to your girlfriend to your best friend uses on you, often without even realizing they're doing it. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 most common manipulation tactics that people use to control your behavior, how to spot them, and, most importantly, how to protect yourself. Let's get into it. Tactic 1. Emotional hijacking. The most powerful manipulation tactic isn't about facts, it's about feelings. When someone wants to control your behavior, they go straight to your emotions. Why? Because emotions bypass your critical thinking. Here's how it works. Your friend borrows money and doesn't pay you back. When you bring it up, "I can't believe you'd bring this up right now, when you know how stressed I am about money. After everything I've done for you?" Suddenly, you're feeling guilty for even asking. That's emotional hijacking. Think about it. Are they addressing the actual issue? No, they are making you feel like shit, so you drop it. How to counter it? When you feel a sudden wave of strong emotion during a conversation, use these steps. First, pause and name the emotion. Take a breath and identify what you are suddenly feeling: guilt, anger, or fear. 2. Question the source. Ask yourself, is this emotion addressing the actual issue, or is it diverting me from it? 3. Redirect to facts. Bring the conversation back to the specific issue at hand. Your effective response. I understand you're stressed about money right now. At the same time, we need to address the loan. Can we work out a repayment plan that works for both of us? The moment you recognize emotional hijacking and implement these steps, you take back control of the conversation and your decision-making power. Tactic 2. The testing pattern. This one's subtle but incredibly common. People test your boundaries constantly to see what they can get away with. Here is how it works. Your boss sends you an urgent email at 8 p.m. Weak response. You reply immediately, establishing that you're available after hours. Next week, your boss emails at 9 p.m., then starts calling you on weekends. The boundary violations keep escalating. The same happens with friends who show up late, partners who make small disrespectful comments, or roommates who forget chores. This isn't always conscious. It's human nature to push boundaries until you hit resistance. How to counter it? 1. Recognize the pattern early. Pay attention to small boundary violations. They are tests, not accidents. 2. Respond immediately. The first time someone crosses a line, address it. Don't wait until you are frustrated. 3. Use the boundary formula. I notice you, specific behavior. That doesn't work for me because, reason. In the future, I meet, specific alternative. Your effective response. I noticed you sent work emails after 8 p.m. I keep my evenings for personal time and rest. Going forward, I'll respond to after-hours emails during the next business day unless it's a genuine emergency. The key is consistency. The moment you let one test slide, you're inviting 10 more. Tactic 3. False choice manipulation. This is when someone presents you with limited options, while hiding the fact that more options exist. Here is how it works. Your partner says, "Do you want to come to my family dinner Thursday or Friday?" They never gave you the option to decline. They framed the question to assume your attendance. Or in a work setting, "Should we go with my plan or just wait another 6 months?" This frames any alternative as simply doing nothing, when many other approaches might exist. It's manipulation because it creates the illusion of choice, while actually restricting your options to ones that serve the other person. How to counter it? First, recognize the false binary. Notice when someone presents only 2 options, both of which serve their interests. Second, question the premise. Ask, are these really the only 2 options? Or, what other alternatives might we consider? 3. Create a third opinion. Instead of choosing from their menu, suggest an alternative that better meets your needs. Your effective response. I appreciate the invitation to dinner. Before decide on Thursday or Friday, I need to check if I can make it at all this week. Can I let you know tomorrow? By refusing to operate within their artificially narrow framework, you regain your agency and often discover solutions that serve everyone better. Tactic 4. Intermittent reinforcement. This is probably the most addictive manipulation tactic, and it's the same psychological trick that makes gambling and social media so addictive. Here is how it works. That dating partner who's incredibly affectionate one day and cold the next, they are not confused. They are creating dependency. When rewards, attention, affection, praise come at unpredictable intervals, we get hooked and keep coming back for more. You see this with friends who sometimes reply instantly and sometimes ghost you for days. Bosses who occasionally praise your work excessively but usually ignore your contributions. Dating apps that give you a match just when you're about to delete the app. What makes this so effective is that inconsistent rewards create stronger behavioral patterns than consistent ones. It's why slot machines are more addictive than paychecks. How to counter it? First, recognize the pattern. Notice when you feel disproportionately excited about small acts of attention or approval from someone. Second, value consistency over intensity. A steady, reliable relationship is healthier than dramatic highs and lows. Third, set clear expectations. Tell the person directly, "I've noticed our communication is unpredictable, and I need more consistency." Your effective response: "I appreciate when you're affectionate, but the inconsistency is difficult for me. I need a relationship with more reliable communication. Can we work on that together? Or should I reconsider how much energy I am investing here?" By demanding consistency and reducing your emotional dependence on the unpredictable rewards, you break the psychological hold that this tactic has on you. Tactic 5. The "I'm just being honest" trick. This manipulation tactic disguises aggression as authenticity. The person says something harmful or controlling, but frames it as "just being honest" or "telling it like it is." Here is how it works. Your partner says, "Just keeping it real, but you're probably not going to find someone better than me." Your coworker says, "No offense, but your ideas usually don't work out." These statements present opinion as fact and criticism as concern, all while making you feel like you can't object without seeming like you can't handle the truth. How to counter it? First, spot the red flag phrases. "I'm just being honest," "just keeping it real," "no offense but," or "someone needs to tell you the truth." These are warning signals. Second, separate opinion from fact. Respond with, "That's your opinion, not an objective fact," or "I appreciate your perspective, but I see it differently." Third, question their intention. Ask, "What are you hoping to achieve by telling me this?" This exposes the manipulation behind the honesty. Your effective response. When you frame your opinion as universal truths, it shuts down real conversation. If you have specific concerns, I'm happy to discuss them, but I don't find blanket judgments helpful. Remember that genuine honesty doesn't need to announce itself. People who habitually disguise criticism as brutal honesty are typically more interested in the brutality than the honesty. Here is the thing about these manipulation tactics. Once you can see them, they lose their power over you. Most people using these tactics aren't evil masterminds. They just learned through experience that these approaches work to get what they want. Sometimes they are not even conscious of doing it. But whether it's intentional or not, the result is the same. They're trying to control your behavior through your emotions rather than through mutual respect and direct communication. The transformation happens when you, first, recognize the tactic. Name what's happening in the moment. Second, reclaim your emotional response. Choose how you feel rather than being manipulated. Third, respond strategically. Use your counter techniques that work best for you. As you master these skills, you'll notice your relationships becoming more authentic, your stress levels decreasing in difficult interactions, your self-confidence growing as you maintain control. The real power move isn't manipulating others back. It's recognizing when it's happening and choosing how to respond instead of reacting. That's what separates the average guy from someone who is truly in control of their life. Until next time, stay aware, stay sharp, and remember, the person who controls your emotions controls your decisions, but only if you let them. Peace.